The people you love the most can actually sometimes hurt your faith the most. And you may ask yourself, Abdul-Lateef, what are you talking about? How's this going to happen? Well, you finally start taking your deen seriously. You want to pray. You want to change your life around. You want to live for Allah. And suddenly, the same people who raised you started mocking you. They say things to you like, you're taking this too far. Or they say, you used to be fun before you became religious, that quote unquote religious aspect of things. Sometimes they even laugh at you when you make wudu or when you go and you pray in the corner. And it hurts. I know it does. Because it's not strangers on the street, but rather your own family. The one whose love that you crave the most. But guess what? By the end of this video, inshallah ta'ala, you'll know how to handle this pain with patience, with mercy, and with strength. Just like our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to do. Now, have you ever been in a situation where your family didn't fully understand your Islam? And I think we've all been there, especially those individuals that live in our communities, because a lot of us live in communities where, there are many new Muslims in the area. And they start practicing Islam and they face all types of criticism and ridicule from their parents. And they have to deal with it with patience. But there is a way to deal with that doesn't harden your heart towards them or make you bitter. You can stay firm in your faith and keep your family's ties strong. And I wish someone had told me this when I was first becoming Muslim. But it's not easy, yet it is possible. And we know that the Prophet ﷺ showed us exactly how to go about doing this. Now, here's the point in the video where I tell you why this matters to you. And it's going to matter on a personal lens. It's going to matter for the communal lens, or the community lens, excuse me. And it's going to matter with the future lens. And to be honest with you, I don't know why so many of you are bothered when I say the communal lens. But we'll keep it format the community lens. All right? So here we go. Let's get started. In terms of the personal lens, when your family doesn't support your Islam, it can shake that, what would you call it? The confidence that we have. We start to question ourselves. Am I actually really being extreme? Are they right? Or we ask, am I losing them because of my faith? And it creates that by myself, or that loneliness that most people can't even explain. But this struggle, if handled with wisdom, can actually become one of the greatest means of your becoming close to Allah Ta'ala. And in terms of the communal lens, this issue is more common than we realize. Converts, reverts, and even Muslims who are born from the start and they start practicing Islam again, they often face a certain type of resistance from their families. When we don't talk about it, people suffer in silence. And that silence pushes some Muslims to leave their practice altogether, just for that feeling so they can feel loved again. And when we talk about the communal lens, the future lens, you have to understand, if we don't learn to navigate this wisely, we risk building generations of Muslims that hide their faith just to keep the peace. But if we handle it right, we create a ripple effect of strength and clarity. And we build families that may one day follow our example instead of fighting it. Now, you need to sit down and think and ponder real hard right now about which one of these lenses hits you the hardest: the personal, the community, or the future. And what does all this mean when we talk about our real life struggles? You try to pray and your family rolls their eyes. You talk about wanting to wear hijab or grow your beard, and suddenly you're the extreme or the strict one. They want to sit around and remind you about past mistakes as though you can't change. They say things like, you think you're better than us now. And this is painful. It's not about ego. You just want to please Allah. You want peace, but instead you're getting conflict. And when that keeps happening, something dangerous starts to form inside of you. And this is that resentment. You begin to think, maybe I should just stop showing my deen around them. Maybe I should just go ahead and water it down. But deep down, you know that's not the solution. Allah didn't guide you so that you can hide. He guided you so that you can shine. But shine with humility, not arrogance. Remember, even the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ faced these trials. His own uncles mocked him. The Quraysh called him a liar and a madman after he was considered to be al-amin, the trustworthy. But what did he do? He never responded with anger. He never responded with insult. Allah tells us in Surah Al-Qalam, He says, indeed, you are of great moral character. And this is ayah 4. He met mockery with mercy. And that's the standard that we have to strive for as well. Many of us know, especially coming from the city, back home, as you accept Islam, whether your parents are Muslim or not, you always get those little looks, you get those feelings, and a lot of times you even get statements about your hijab, about growing your beard, about wearing a thobe, about practicing Islam, about praying. But you have to be patient with these things. Don't snap and don't start insulting. But now we have to ask ourselves, how do we handle a family that looks down on our Islam or looks down on us because we want to start practicing our Islam? And, now that I've talked to you about the problem, just like in all of the other previous videos, I'm going to give you the solution. All right. I'm going to give you some steps that you can take to start working on and solving for these problems. Okay. So what I would do is, as I always tell you, and I hope some of you are actually paying attention and taking the instruction, get a piece of paper, get a pencil or a pen, and write these down. These steps are what you're going to need to really start making that difference and making things happen for yourself. All right. So let's get rolling. Step 1. Separate their ignorance from their intention. Write a line under that. Most of the time, your family isn't trying to harm you. They're afraid. They're confused, and they don't know what it is that you're doing or why you've changed. Sometimes they think Islam will take you away from them. Sometimes it's fear. And that fear comes out as mockery or rejection. You have to try to see through it. Allah tells us in the Quran, repel evil with that which is better. And then there will become between that individual and you, when there was enmity, it will become as though he was a close friend. Now, understand that I'm not telling you that to be quiet. This doesn't mean being silent or being passive, but it means responding from a place of understanding, not using your ego. You can be both firm and gentle at the same time. And step 2, keep your character beautiful. Listen, no dawah is stronger than your manners. Don't let frustration make you become an arrogant individual. Don't throw religion in their faces, but rather show it through your behavior. The Prophet ﷺ said that the best among you are those who are best to their families. Sometimes your smile when having dinner with them at the dinner table is stronger dawah than 1,000 lectures. If they mock you, don't mock back. If they criticize, respond with calmness. That patience builds a reputation that words never could. Step 3, set boundaries with love. Now, being patient doesn't mean being a doormat. If someone crosses a line, it's all right to say, you know what, I love you, but I need you to respect this part of my life. Remember, you can create distance without cutting ties. The Prophet ﷺ distanced himself from certain people in Mecca when things got heated. But he never broke the bond of kinship. And it's important for you to follow that. Step 4, keep making dua for them. Sometimes the most powerful dawah is silent. You might not see the change overnight, but Allah hears every tear, every patient sigh, every quiet dua that you make for these individuals is heard. You have to understand that. The Prophet ﷺ himself, he never stopped praying for his people, even when they threw stones at him in Ta'if. He said, "O Allah, guide my people, for they know not." That's the heart of a true believer. You may hurt, but you don't hate. You love for them guidance more than you crave their, their approval. And step 5, build your support system. If your family doesn't support you, find people who do. Join a masjid group, attend a class, find brothers and sisters who understand your journey, and rock out with them. The Prophet ﷺ had the companions. You need your companions as well. The right company that can remind you that you're not alone and that this struggle is a path of honor. And you have to remember that your patience today might be the reason why your family becomes Muslim or starts practicing or being more serious about their practice later on. Guidance is in Allah's hands, but He can make you that means, that way to get these other individuals doing what they're supposed to do. And all we have to do is look. A lot of us, we fell into that situation where we needed to see it over and over and over and see people being patient with what they were going through. And we were like, you know what? Some of us, we were on the giving end of that hardship. And the thing that pulled us closer was people's patience with us. So we need to be patient with others. Now, I want to ask all of you, because I've done enough talking for today. What do you think is harder? Being rejected by strangers or being rejected by family because of the fact that now you're trying to practice Islam? And be honest. I really want to hear what all of you have to say in the comments. You know, I like reading your messages. Now, I do want to say, so we can wrap all of this up, if this message hit home for you, don't just keep it to yourself. You know, without a shadow of a doubt, that there's someone out there struggling with this same pain right now. Like the video, leave a comment, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more reminders. Because maybe, just maybe, Allah will use you as the reason for someone else to stay firm in their Islam today.